You ever lie awake at 2 a.m., brain on fire, while the rest of the world is drooling into their pillow? Good. That's not failure. That's the spark of genius. You're not broken. You're not behind. You're ahead, light years ahead, in a world that rewards fake productivity over real thinking. They'll tell you to wake up at 5 a.m. and conquer the day. Yeah, conquer what? A checklist of low IQ tasks that don't require a single original thought? The 5 a.m. club isn't about success. It's about obedience. It's a system for those who stop questioning. They're cattle in Lululemon gear. But you're the architect of the unseen hours. You're awake when the noise dies, when the distractions fade, when the NPCs go offline. That silence, that's your cathedral. That's when your mind builds empires, without permission, without applause, without needing some crusty guru to validate your schedule. Night owls aren't lazy. We're wired differently. And I don't mean that as some poetic excuse. I mean biologically, neurologically, evolutionarily. We're the ones that stayed up guarding the tribe, thinking in shadows, mapping the terrain while others dreamed about it. This is hard-coded into our DNA. You're not undisciplined. You're misdiagnosed. The truth? Our world is built by people who think outside the 9-to-5 dopamine loop. The real intellectual heavy lifting happens when the world shuts the fuck up. Night is when the signal gets louder than the noise. No calls, no notifications, no fake urgency. Just you and your thoughts. Raw, unfiltered, primal. You want to know why so many creatives, coders, inventors, philosophers, and even revolutionaries work through the night? Because time bends differently when the herd sleeps. Your brain stops performing and starts creating. You stop reacting and start generating. That's not dysfunction. That's flow. That's alignment with your own rhythm, not society's calendar. Society trains people to trade silence for schedules. But you rejected the hypnosis. You realize a morning routine cult isn't about creativity. It's about compliance. Waking up early doesn't make you smarter. It makes you punctual. You know who else is punctual? Tax collectors, meter maids, prison guards. Congratulations. You follow the rules. You just never wrote any. But staying up? That's rebellion. That's reclaiming time from a system that never respected your mind in the first place. Because at night, you don't need permission to think. You're no longer being sold to, marketed to, distracted, drained. You're free. And in that freedom, you become dangerous, unpredictable, capable of creating something no 5 a.m. journal warrior ever could. You know what's truly lazy? Copy-pasting someone else's life hack as your identity. Reading a book about productivity instead of producing anything. Drinking celery juice and calling it ambition. That's lazy. That's fake discipline. You, on the other hand, have been punished for thinking deeply, for refusing to sleepwalk through life, for demanding quiet so you can listen to yourself. That doesn't make you weak. That makes you one of the few humans left who isn't plugged into the matrix. So the next time someone says, you stayed up all night again, look them dead in the eye and say, damn right I did, while you were snoring through another loop of mediocrity. I was building ideas that could rip to the fabric of this fake-ass reality. Because when the sun comes up and the world restarts its zombie shuffle, you'll know something they don't. You were awake when it mattered. You were alone with your mind. And in that stillness, you created something real. Welcome to the night shift of the awakened. Stay dangerous.